Eating out in a restaurant may seem like a normal thing to do for some people, but for others, they only can afford to do so once every few months. This teenager was shamed online by the very restaurant he had dined in, and the comments online had hurt him deeply. Before we continue, please take some time to subscribe to Dailydose, like and share this video with your friends. It was so bad that the thought of revenge had crossed his mind. In the end, everyone was shocked to see what he did about it. The waitress who had mocked him was speechless, and she had no idea what he was capable of. Cohen Nolte is a 17-year-old teenager from Virginia. He was a high school senior who had been working as a server at Country Kitchen to get extra cash and job experience. Having a job while studying allowed him to pay for the things that he wanted. Just like any high school student, Cohen wanted to hang out with his friends. So when he was able to save enough money from his salary, he decided to treat them to a nice meal. He chose the Beer 88 restaurant located in Lynchburg, Virginia for their gathering. As a server, most of his cash was from the tips he earned. These came in the form of small changes that people left on their tables, often quarters. And after some time, Cohen was able to have a neat pile of coins. He had enough to pay for the meal and leave a nice tip. Cohen and his friends had a great time hanging out and eating their lunch together. When it was time to pay the bill, he paid the waitress using the quarters that he had saved up. As you can imagine, it was a lot of coins. Later, Cohen was surprised to find that Beer 88 made a post about it on their Facebook page. The post was written by a waitress who was complaining about having to deal with so many coins. Along with the post came a photo of his bill and all the quarters that he used to pay for it. Although no names were not mentioned, Cohen could not help but feel embarrassed. After all, he brought his friends along, and if one of them sees that post, he is pretty sure that he could easily be identified. Although he caught the post early, it was still too late. The people who knew him had already seen it, and soon enough, he was the talk of his school. Cohen felt hurt and humiliated. He kept reading the post, and he felt more furious each time, but he was a mild-mannered boy who did not like making scenes. That was until he saw a hashtag that he could not pass because it made fun of his parents. The hashtag in question was #NoHomeTraining, and this implied that his parents had not raised him well. He eventually found himself thinking of ways to get back at the waitress and the restaurant, but then before he could do anything, karma did the job for him. It turned out that the majority of the public did not like the way Beer 88 handled the situation. Netizens were soon calling out the restaurant for their post. Soon enough, Beer 88 started getting numerous bad reviews online, and they had to take the post down. But it was too late for Beer 88 since Cohen had already taken a screenshot of their post and uploaded it to his own Facebook account. In the public post he created, Cohen found the support of the public and could not help but laugh when he saw all the comments from fellow Beer 88 patrons in the area. The backlash the restaurant was getting was growing more each day. It did not help that someone figured out from the picture that Cohen's bill cost $45 and that he had paid for it with a $20 bill and the rest were in quarters. He even left a $10 tip for the waitress. Shaming him for the way he paid was unnecessary considering that he left a generous tip. But what did Beer 88's post say exactly, and why did it anger the public? It said, "We'll just caption this, how not to pay at a restaurant," because that's the nicest thing we can think to say about this ridiculousness. Below their caption were the hashtags #WhereBeer, 88 not Coinstar #anybody need change, #NoHomeTraining, at least they left a tip, and #working with the public. Along with that post was a picture of the bill and the money Cohen paid them with. Although Beer 88 took down the post, the negative reviews just kept on coming. They later released a statement in an attempt to curb the backlash. Their statement started with, "In response to our earlier post, it was posted as a joke, intended as a joke, and should be taken as a joke." It was posted as a lighthearted way of saying that something like this can be annoying to people who work in the restaurant retail industry. In no way did we publicly shame anyone for paying or tipping. We try to keep our page funny and relatable, and had no idea that this would be offensive to anyone. The statement did not sit well with the public as they found it to be insincere, unapologetic, and very defensive. In the end, they had to delete their statement as well from their Facebook page because it seemed to add fuel to the fire. The restaurant's Yelp page had a lot of negative reviews. Yelp reviewer Nikhil B. said, "This place doesn't know modesty, to say the least. No right to shame the hard-working teenager over social media." Another Yelp reviewer named JP said, "This establishment dislikes U.S. currency and will mock you on social media if your lifestyle is different than theirs." Meanwhile, it did not take long for Cohen's Facebook post to go viral. Local news stations picked up on the story, and soon Cohen was giving out interviews where he stated that he did not do anything wrong by paying the restaurant with quarters. In an interview with WSET, Cohen shared that, "It's just U.S. currency. I'm allowed to use it. It's not illegal. I'm not doing anything wrong." The media referred to him as the quarter boy of the coins he used to pay for his meals. Cohen explained that he did use his tips as a server to pay for their tab in Beer 88. Although it was true that Cohen could have gone to the bank to exchange the quarters, he felt that this was unnecessary. After all, quarters are still money. "I walked there with my friends, and that is all I had to take with me. As a writer, I have a lot of changes at the end of the day. Without a car, I can't just drive somewhere to change it all in whenever I want," Cohen explained in one of his interviews. The media also interviewed Cohen's friends, the ones who were with him during the incident. They said, "We didn't have any home training. That was dirty, and we couldn't believe they posted it on Facebook." Cohen's mom, Kim, described Cohen as a good kid and that her son did not deserve that humiliation. And you could tell how well-raised Cohen was if you saw his Facebook post about the incident. Instead of focusing on the negative aspect, he turned the experience into something positive and even left a lesson for everyone to learn. As Cohen said in his post, "Took a few friends out to lunch and only had enough to pay for their meals in quarters. I was blasted on Facebook by the restaurant for paying in quarters. It was not a good day. Then I had a great idea. I love paying for people's meals even if I have to scrape together my last quarters to do so." Paying for someone's meal can change a really bad day around in just one moment of kindness. I would like to keep this going and make it fun. I'm sure there are places out there that wouldn't mind being paid in quarters, and perhaps you can help me out by donating a little to help me pay for their meals. It turned out that the entire thing made Cohen realize that he enjoyed treating his loved ones to a great meal, and treating people to a free meal is one great way to share some good. This inspired him to start a charity campaign to pay for other people's meals. Cohen created the Quarterboy Facebook page and stated that it was a charity organization using change for meals to make someone's day. "We will use 100% of the donations to pay for others' meals and post videos of their reactions," Cohen shared. Cohen also calls out to restaurants that would like to join in the cause. "If you are a restaurant that wouldn't mind a register filled with quarters at the end of the night, and a special treat for one of your patrons now and then, please post so I know who I won't offend by coming by." And sure enough, a lot of local areas reached out to Cohen, letting him know that he and his quarters were welcome anytime. Some of them even gave donations of their own. Some gave cash, while some donated food for him to give away. With all the media attention, Cohen was able to raise a lot of money. By the time the fundraiser was over, Cohen was able to raise an impressive $10,148. The teenager plans to use every cent to help others by paying for their meals. And as promised, Cohen was out in the community aiming to brighten up someone else's day one free meal at a time. He has become quite the local celebrity, with all his efforts to spread some positivity around. Everyone cheered up when they saw him with his bag of quarters. The teenager also decided to use it in different things as well, like filling up the coin laundry for a bunch of folks in a local laundromat. Cohen also went to supermarkets to give out gift vouchers to lucky shoppers. Cohen documented all his giveaways and posted the videos on his social media accounts. He has helped out couples, policemen, kids, the homeless, and many more. A local TV network also did a story on all of his efforts. There is no doubt that Cohen made an impact on his community, and he has been receiving a lot of well-deserved compliments and admiration for all the good that he has done. You can say people have a newfound appreciation for quarters now. As one netizen commented on his page, "I'm so proud of you for putting so much good into the world. If there would only be more people like you, the world would be a more peaceful, trustworthy, and happy place."